You probably can't do that. I just went ahead and fired up
Give me a
Facebook.
list of what you want.
Okay.
And in some patients, in-lab testing may be needed instead.
Did you know that 63% of homes contain allergens from
Let me
cockroaches?
mute
And
this
that
bad
mice
boy.
are potent asthma triggers found in 82% of homes. It's
Okay.
true.
I'm checking this whole Cyber Monday nonsense, and I don't see anything cool to buy.
Learn what you can do to help your family.
I guess my definition of cool is buying houses.
Visit pestworld.org.
Are there any houses up for Cyber Monday? I don't know.
I don't know. I will get wholesalers' emails, I'm sure.
The following program does
Oh,
not
here we go.
necessarily
Showtime.
represent the views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station.
It's time to get on the right path with Right
Ah,
Path
there's
Real Estate
Catherine.
Radio with Jason Bible. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today.
To the show. Oh, where's my mic? Here we go. Or there we go. That's better. I can hear it
Get
now.
ready. The guide that will put your fears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Jason Bible.
Hot mics.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Post Thanksgiving edition. It's Cyber Monday. Rumor on the street is this is going to be the largest shopping day ever in the United States. And I got to tell you what, I'm not the biggest Trump fan, but I do love one of the things he said, and that is, we're going to win so much, you're going to get tired of winning. And I'll tell you what, between what's going on in the judiciary and what's going on economically, things are looking pretty sweet right now. So, welcome to the show, Right Path Real Estate. Jason Bible here. We're going to do a case study live. What is a case study? We're going to take a deal we're doing. Actually, we're doing a couple of deals. I was warming up a burrito in our office. We do this. We have smart meals here at the office, so people can eat lunch and breakfast and all that. It's kind of like Google without all the really cool perks. So, in any case, I was heating up a burrito, chatting with Maribel, a transaction coordinator, and she said, "Hey, you're buying one today and selling one today." I said, "Great." She said, "The one you're selling, you guys are going to make like 85 grand on it." I was like, "Whoa, that's a big one." So I'm guessing it's one of our $500,000 houses that we're closing today. So that is exciting. That's really exciting. We love doing those flips in those higher end areas of town. For those of you out of town, $500,000 house is about twice the median home price here in Houston, and that seems to be our bread and butter these days, are the median home price and up. So in any case, we've got that deal going. And then this week, we were doing the Thanksgiving thing. I brought some work home with me. We were watching football and shopping and all that. Now, we do the Black Friday shopping, and I ask my wife every year, I'm like, why do we do this? I don't understand. And it's, I like the people watching. So we were hoping we were going to get to see some wrestling in the aisles, maybe a little fighting. We didn't see any. One year we did. We went to Walmart like at midnight on Friday night, and on Thursday night. That's right, because it's really not Black Friday. It's really like Black Thursday. So we went Thursday, and we got to see some people get a little pushy, a little shovey. That was about 4 or 5 years ago, and now we go, and it's really boring. So every year during Black Friday, or when we go Thursday night, I take my camera and I go to the calculator aisle. And you guys saw this weekend. I go to the calculator aisle because any electronics store has a calculator aisle. So does Walmart. And I'll tell you, that is the most valuable thing in that store. Let me tell you which two calculators are the most valuable. The TI-82, which now I found out this weekend they have a TI-84. That is the calculator, and this, you guys, you engineers and scientists out there are giggling at this one because I know every one of y'all had one of these. So I had an 82 when I was going through undergrad, which was used primarily in my chemistry and physics classes. And I'm sure you guys were the same. Used sometimes in statistics, but for the most case, it was in the science classes. And that's your TI 8284. Now, what was so funny is I'd sit there and do homework, and friends would come over, or we'd be in some big study group, and somebody would say, Jason, what is that calculator? It's enormous. Looks like a laptop. And like that's the calculator you use in science classes. And one of the things I realized is that specialty tools require special knowledge, right? So that's why that tool, if you know how to use that tool, that TI 84 calculator, at least when I was doing undergrad, TI 82 calculator, that was a specialty tool. Conversely, when I got into the business side of things, you mortgage folks will love this, the HP 12C. The 12C, if you understand how to use that calculator backwards and forwards, will make you more money than you know what to do with. And I'm not even kidding about that. So every year during Black Friday, I shoot a video wherever the calculators are stored. So last year, I think we were in Best Buy. So I'm standing there in Best Buy, and guess what? There is no Black Friday special on TI 82s or HP 12Cs. There just aren't. Why? Because they don't have to. I mean, think about this for a second. That calculator, the TI 84, is a $125 calculator. The HP 12C, which is probably 35 years old at this point, is a $70 or $80 calculator. Now, why are they so expensive? And why do they never go on sale? Why don't they get cheaper? It's simple. It's a specialty tool for a specialty trade. The 12C is really for the mortgage industry, for the finance industry. You can do net present value calculations. You can do payments. You can do all kinds of cool stuff on there. You can do IRR. You can do a million different calculations. And it's so funny because some people, when I started posting about this, said, oh, I've got that app on my phone. Look, it's not the same if you got the app. Trust me, it's not the same. So I'm going to ask Santa this year for an HP 12C, gold one. You got to get them in that gold bronze color because they make them in silver. That's no fun. You want them in that bronze, like the solid gold. So I'm telling you, the HP 12C, if you are in real estate, you should know how to use that calculator. If not, I'm going to question whether you're really in real estate or not. You need to know how to use that 12C. You need to know how to do net present value calculations. You got to know how to do a couple of these things. So in any case, that's our Black Friday story. No fighting, nothing crazy. I kid you guys not. It's so funny. We dropped the kids off at the hotel. Sarah's mom and her husband are watching the kids, and then Sarah wants to go Black Friday shopping, and we're just driving around watching people watching. It's really that's it, guys. That's that's as exciting as our life gets these days. So, in any case, go buy an HP 12C. All right. So during Thanksgiving, one of the other things I worked on is our new deal analyzer, our new property analysis Excel spreadsheet. And the reason I built a new one is we've got a banker, and it's our banker that's exclusive to us in RightPath. If you're inside our RightPath group, we have a banker that works just with RightPath. No, they're not a radio show sponsor. They're not a vendor. It's a special lender for our Basecamp group and up. And one of the things he came to Houston, I guess it was 3 weeks ago now. And one of the things he told us, he said, look, ARV is ancient. ARV really doesn't matter for buy and hold investors anymore. It's really all about the debt service coverage ratio, DSCR. Now, if you're a commercial guy or gal, you know all about DSCR. Like that is now from the commercial world going to end up in single family, and 2018 is going to be that year of transition. So for those of you who are still selling single family houses or wholesaling them on ARV, that's going to go to the wayside, at least to a certain extent. Really, DCSR is going to be the new metric. And he said, look, the real metric here is we will lend on anything as long as it's got a DSCR of 1.25, meaning it's got about a 25% margin. If you've got a house that's renting for $1,200 a month, your all-in costs, all in, should be less than $1,000 a month. What does that mean? Let me back up a second here because I want to make sure everybody understands cash flow in single family. How cash flow is calculated in single family real estate varies from real estate investor to real estate investor. I'll tell you how the professionals do it, but let me first tell you how the amateurs do it. The amateurs measure cash flow by all of their hard expenses. And what does that mean? PIT on their mortgage, taxes, insurance, HOA, less lease gives them their cash flow. I'm going to go over that again. Most amateurs, as real estate investors, as landlords, measure their cash flow the following way. They subtract what their monthly lease is from their PITI on their mortgage, HOA, well, PITI is principal, interest, and taxes, HOA, insurance.
2 minutes.
And that's how they get to cash flow. And I'll tell you right now, that is a horribly wrong way to measure cash flow. Could not be a worse way to measure cash flow. And I'll tell you what, most people, and the reason that's a bad way to measure, now, the reason it's a bad way to measure cash flow is because most people interpret cash flow with profit. That's not true. Cash flow and profit are two different things. For the sake of this discussion, we're going to assume cash flow and profit are the same thing. Now, I don't want to get into why that's not the case on the radio show because it's just going to be really confusing. But for this discussion, let's say cash flow and profit are the same thing. When you're measuring cash flow, when you're measuring profit from a single family deal that you are renting, you need to include certain costs. A CapEx cost. You need to include a vacancy cost. You need to include a make-ready cost because those are costs you are going to incur during the time in which you own that piece of property. So we like to account for those things. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to talk a little bit more about DSCR. I'm going to talk about what's changing in single-family finance from a landlord perspective. Then we're going to talk about a case study on a deal we're doing right now. That is an incredible deal. And it's a deal we're seeing a lot of right now, just to be honest with you. So we're going to share that with you here at the beginning of the next segment. So hang on through the break. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well,
the HP 10B2. That's got to be an engineering calculator, huh, Michael? Let me
at
see.
Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts.
No, it'd be one of their oh yeah, the BA2 Plus. Yeah, I had one of these too.
And much more.
So you either use so when I was in business school, you either use a 12C or a BA2. I had a BA2 Plus.
Or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events.
The nerds are going to take over the world. You know what? I'll share this one with you guys. When I was in elementary school, I joined the calculator club. And it was one of these like after school things where they taught you how to use these scientific calculators and business calculators. And I think my son's in one too. I can't remember. Maybe Sarah can post something here on Facebook. But I think he's in something like that now.
Accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase, you've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before
HP 12C.
Company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579.
And what's great is this calculator was before solar. And they haven't even bothered to put solar in it. It's like, look, this is the calculator. This is it. We're not improving it any.
NMLS 514497. As a real estate investor, you rely on your property inspector to determine the current condition of the home and your potential return on investment. Principal Inspections was founded by investor Jeremy Humphrey to do just that. Working from the investor's point of view, Principal Inspections will give you turnkey inspections that are high quality, affordable, and focused on information pertinent to investors while not clouding the report with unnecessary details. Founder Jeremy Humphrey comes from a family of real estate investors. He started Principal Inspections for investors because as an investor himself, he experienced the need for fast, quality inspections with information directly pertaining to property condition and potential resale value. Principal Inspections will save you time and money. Call Principal Inspections 832-684-5516. That's 832-684-5516. Or go online to principalinspections.com. That's principalinspections.com. License number 21264.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly
1
general
minute.
contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient standard.
Yeah, this is a funny thing, guys. I'm reading the HP12C wiki, because here's the interesting thing about these calculators. They came out in 1981. So you've got to think that technology has moved so fast that it becomes cost prohibitive to continue to manufacture these things the same way they did, 30 years ago. So they've had to upgrade the chipset and stuff like that. It's really fascinating.
At 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live at facebook.com/RightPathRealEstate.
Hot mics.
Welcome back, Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. A couple comments on the Facebook feed here. A couple of guys said, yeah, back when I was in business school, we used the HP 10B or the BA2 Plus. I was in that group. I could have sworn I had a 12C. Maybe I had an app for the 12C, and I had the TI BA2 Plus. So anyways, calculators for business people, calculators for scientists, never on sale during Black Friday, ever. They never go on sale. That was my whole point of the Facebook Live during Black Friday. The best stuff never goes on sale. It doesn't. It just drives me nuts. Or if it does, it's a little bit of a discount. Quality stuff never goes on sale. I'll give you... This goes into some of the things we talk about at the weekend retreat. Let's talk about marketing and branding real quick. When you look at a brand, do you ever watch like a commercial, a Honda commercial, or a Toyota commercial? Is anyone screaming at you in those commercials? How about BMW or Mercedes? Nobody's screaming at you. But I swear that new F-150 commercial, they're like always... It's that guy who plays that fireman in some show, and he's like always screaming about how tough the F-150 is. It's like, we get it. It's a truck. It's tough. Nobody screams at you at a Honda commercial. In fact, Honda's always these cutesy little commercials. Oh, this is great. Look at this little cute car. Toyota's kind of the same way. Lexus, BMW, Mercedes, Infiniti. I like those new Infiniti ads, by the way. But that's indicative of their branding, right? I mean, but at the end of the day, do those products really go on sale? Do you ever catch a really good deal on a Honda? You really don't. How about a Toyota? Nope. Not really. I mean, try negotiating. I'll give you two impossible cars to negotiate on. Go try and negotiate a good deal on a Tacoma or a 4Runner. And then go try with a Wrangler, a Jeep Wrangler. There's another one. You'll notice that the high resale value stuff is really hard to negotiate on. Why? Why is that? Because the demand is there, and it's been there for decades. It's a quality product for decades. That's why they can charge $125 for a scientific calculator. That's why they can charge $70, $80 for an old HP 12C. I just pulled up the wiki on it. First one came out in 1981. It really has not changed much since 81. Why can they charge so much for it? Because the amount of value that it brings. It's incredibly valuable. So the price isn't going to go down, and they're not going to have Black Friday sales on that stuff. They're just not. Do you think for those of you in college, does your undergraduate and graduate textbooks, do they have a Black Friday sale at the bookstore? No. They don't, because the things that are really valuable don't really ever go on sale. They really don't. And they may go 5 or 10% off, but they're not going to go in these huge sales. Anyways, let's go back to case study. So I talked a little about debt service coverage ratio. And what it is it's a measure of how much debt a asset can handle where its cash flow can cover that debt service. The DSCR we're seeing out there right now is 1.25, meaning you need to have about a 25% margin on these deals. So if your property, all in, including debts, $1,000 a month, needs to bring in $1,250, $1,225 a month in cash flow, in rent. And that's about at 1.25 DCSR. So let's do this. Let's talk about a deal we're doing right now. One of the things I've wanted to do over the last couple of years is start putting rental properties in my wife's portfolio. So that's what we're doing. We recently purchased a house on the west side of town. Purchased it for $53,000. It is a flood house, and it's a one-story. So for all intents and purposes, 4 feet and below is gutted. I mean, there's nothing left in that house. If the homeowner were to rehab that house, it would probably cost $80,000, $90,000 to do so. Before the storm, this house was worth about $180,000. So, if you've got a mortgage for, let's say, $60,000 and you got to put 80 back into this thing, first of all, where are you going to get the money from? Is it really going to be worth $180,000 when I get done with it? And do I still want to live here? A lot of the sellers right now in Houston are asking these questions. Why do I want to continue to live in this house? Do I have the money to rehab it? Most don't. Remember that in Houston, 90% of our market does not have flood insurance. That's just the reality, even if they have a mortgage. So one of the things I'm going to warn you folks on is that over the next 2 years, you are going to see foreclosures and short sales shoot through the roof. In fact, certain neighborhoods are going to be adversely impacted by the storm in 2 ways. People forget this, in 2 ways. We have physically distressed houses, meaning like the house that we just bought. The house is gutted. I mean, it is in rough shape. Why? Because it had flood in it, right? It had a bunch of water in it. The second house that was adversely impacted by the storm is a house who was economically impacted, meaning their job or their jobs no longer exist because the companies they work for either downsize those locations, cut those jobs, and they're not coming back. We know about 266,000 homes were adversely impacted by Hurricane Harvey. My guess is around another 200 and some change were financially impacted by the storm. The best guess I have right now is 500,000 houses in the city of Houston have been adversely impacted by the storm, physically and economically. We sell about 100,000 houses a year in Houston, Texas, on and off MLS. So that tells me we've got about 5 years worth of inventory, potential inventory, that's been damaged by Hurricane Harvey or impacted in some way. So what does that mean for real estate investors? Let's be brutally honest here. And this is a business radio station, and I'm talking to investors and business owners. It's not homeowners that are going to fix these houses. We know a substantial number of homeowners are going to walk away. And I completely understand why. If you just bought a house in the last 5 or 6 years and your mortgage is $150,000 and the house is worth $180,000 and it needs $80,000 in work, guess what? You're going to cut bait and run. You're just not going to do it. Why? Most people don't have $80,000 to fix their house if they live in a $180,000 house. Most people don't. Heck, most people live in a $500,000 house don't have $80,000 to fix a house up. So we're going to see defaults across our market just because homeowners do not have the financial means to fix their house. Now, who's going to step in and fix those houses? It's not going to be FEMA. It's not going to be the banks. It's not going to be the county. No one. The only group that is going to turn the city around is real estate investors. That's it. Real estate investors are going to build the city. That's who does it. Period. Nobody else is going to do it. It's up to us to do it. And how do we do that? We've got to buy assets at a price in which we can make money. Because I'll tell you, this business doesn't work if you don't make money. We can't run a charity. You know, it's unfortunate some of these houses were flooded. It's unfortunate they were impacted by the storm. However, we still have to be able to make money on these things. The contractor that's fixing the house has to make money. The real estate investor has to make money. The lender that lends on the deal, whether that's a bank or an individual, has to make money on the deal. So everybody's got to be able to make money in order for this to work. Unfortunately, the storm has impacted values. How much, we're still not sure.
2 minutes.
But we've got to get these things at a, quote, discount in order to buy them. So I've got a deal here that is a flooded house that we're going to put into my wife's portfolio. So what is this house? It's a house that was flooded. We bought it for $53,000. House needs a massive amount of work. In fact, 4 feet and below, so just go up 4 feet. Look, walk in your house right now. If you have never had a house or worked in a house that's been impacted by a storm, measure 4 feet from the floor and look all around your house, and all that stuff needs to be replaced. If it's porous, I mean, potties don't need to be replaced because they're waterproof, and obviously, and sinks. But just about everything else will have to be replaced. 4 feet and up.
1 minute.
So it's almost like the house is finished from 4 foot up, and we got to do everything else below. Massive rehab for most homeowners. 70, 80, 90, depending on how big the house is. Some homeowners have gotten quotes as high as $150,000 and $200,000 for a large house, depending on the finishes. So we bought this house for $53,000. And here's what I can tell you. If the homeowner had to do the rehab, they hired a general contractor to do it. If they could even get a general contractor out there, it would easily cost them more than what the house is worth. We get back from the break. I'm going to talk more about this case study, and I'm going to run through the numbers. And I might share with you, I'm sure this thing actually makes more than what you thought you'd make in Bitcoin. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Thank you.
As a real estate investor, you rely on your property inspector to determine the current condition of the home and your potential return on investment from an investor's point of view. Principal Inspections was founded by investor Jeremy Humphrey to do just that. Principal Inspections works from the investor's point of view, providing affordable, fast, quality inspections with information pertinent to investors while not clouding the report with unnecessary details. Principal Inspections will save you time and money. Call Principal Inspections 832-684-5516 or online at principalinspections.com. License number 21264.
Taxes. Just the sound of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson Advisors, we provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal, helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out today at AndersonAdvisors.com, and don't forget to tell us you heard about us at Right Path Real Estate.
Investor loans offering up to 100% financing are still available. You just have to know where to look. Look no further than Noble Mortgage. Noble Mortgage is a full-service mortgage company that's been helping investors since 2003. Noble Mortgage offers up to 100% financing to investors that covers purchase, repairs, and closing costs. In addition to private money, Noble Mortgage offers conventional loans, FHA, and even no-income documentation loans for both residential and commercial properties. Call and ask about our 5-point guarantee, which includes free pre-qualifications within 2 business days. Call 713-680-8100 or visit noblemoney.com. That's noblemoney.com. Our team has over 50 years experience in the mortgage industry. Call us today, 713-680-8100, or visit us on the web, noblemoney.com, noblemoney.com.
NMLS 292143, 8203 Willow Place Drive, Houston, Texas, 77070.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are small returns
30
getting in the
seconds.
way of your
Okay.
retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live at facebook.com/rightpathrealestate.
Hot mics.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. I'm going to go over some numbers with you today. And I want you to share this with the people that keep telling you to invest in Bitcoin. I can't think of a more scary investment right now, and everyone's like, get in, it's awesome, oh, it's so awesome. Here's the problem, and we're gonna get into this case study here in a minute. I'm gonna have a rant on Facebook here probably. I'm working up to it. I got to work up to my rants. I'll be 40 in February. I got to work up to my rants where I get really fired up. And I'll tell you, this whole Bitcoin thing, and I'm seeing it on Facebook all the time now with all these quote, and I'll use this in air quotes, real estate investors. I'll tell you this right now. Someone who's a real estate investor and tells you to invest in Bitcoin should tell you how much of a fraud they are as a real estate investor. Why do I say that? Well, I just levied that charge out there because I'll tell you what, I'm looking at a deal right here that's got a compound annual growth rate. When I was in business school, it's the compound annual growth rate is CAGR, right? And I always used to, whenever I would see that CAGR in my head, I'd always say it like a pirate. Carger. I don't know why, but that's what I always see. The compound annual growth rate for the deal I'm looking at, over 5 years, the CAGR over 5 years is 82%. That means it's an 82% return year over year. If you look at Bitcoin, I just pulled up one article. Bitcoin delivered an annual rate of return of 82%. And here is a real estate deal I'm looking at that has the equal return of Bitcoin over nearly the same amount of time. In fact, Bitcoin's return would actually be lower because that's a 3-year. I'm running CAGR, compound annual growth rate, on a 5-year. Mine would actually be higher if we, and I could run a compound annual growth rate for Bitcoin for 5 years. I just pulled up the article real quick so I wouldn't have to do the math. But I've got a deal here that's better than Bitcoin. And all the real estate investors that are running around going, oh, Bitcoin's the next greatest thing, invest in this, they're full of it. Because they're either not doing deals that make them a substantial amount of money, or they're not really in real estate. Let me go through this deal with you. This is the live case study. Let me go through this deal with you. Bought the house for $53,000. Flooded house. I'll tell you right now, we have no clue what this thing is worth today. To the best of my knowledge, there has not been a retail sale of a flooded house in this market to date. So I don't know what it's worth. Here's what I can tell you. This house sold for nearly $190,000 before the storm. We're going to assume it's worth $160,000. So we took about 20% off. Bought the house for $53,000. In order to do a rent-ready rehab, it needs about $30,000 in work. That means you're in for about $83,000. House rents for $1,550 a month, and that's a pretty conservative $1,550 a month. Here's what I also know. We don't know what these things are worth on the retail market. We do know this. Rentals, rent rates, lease rates have increased in certain submarkets 10% or more since the storm. We know that to be the case. There's an article I've got somewhere that actually broke it down by zip code since the storm. You know what was fascinating? Some of the zip codes I looked at, I know they didn't have any flooding. In fact, one of the zip codes is the zip code I live in, and there was no flooding in that zip code, and they've appreciated. Rents have increased 11% in the last 9 weeks, 10 weeks. When was the storm? End of August? So there's been some major uptick in rental prices for single-family homes. Multifamily, whole different deal. We're talking about single-family houses right now. So I don't know what these things sell for, but I know what they rent for, and that $1,550 a month rental is probably low. By the time we finish the rehab, would not surprise me if it were $1,650 a month. But for right now, let's just use the number we know is the number they rented for in the past, which is $1,550 a month. When you include taxes, insurance, HOA, when you include utilities, when you include the hard money loan to the permanent financing, you're going to be all in for about $7,300. Meaning we're going to borrow about $83,000. Now, could we borrow more? Absolutely. But I want points and closing costs. I want to go ahead and pay all those. So $83,000, that's the new loan amount. Rents for $1,550 a month. We're going to get a 5% fixed interest rate 30-year mortgage. Same kind of mortgage you have on the house that you live in. 30-year fixed rate mortgage, about 5%. I think that number's a little high. but it's a good number to use, 5%. That mortgage is going to cost us $471 a month. I think my insurance number here is a little high at $113 a month. Taxes are going to be about $168 a month. Here's one of the things I'm going to do. When I close on this property, I'm going to protest the taxes. And how am I going to protest the taxes? Real simple. I'm going to take them to HUD and say, guess what? A house is only worth what? What someone's willing to pay for it. I just paid $53,000 for this. Adjust my taxes accordingly. So we're going to go ahead and budget $168 a month for taxes. We're going to budget $80 a month for vacancy, $42 a month for make ready, $42 a month for HOA, about $100 for management, property management. I'm not managing these things. I got 4 businesses to run now. I have zero time to manage these things. And my wife's not going to manage it either. $50 a month, all in for $83,000. Our cash flow will be about $550 a month. I want to say that again. $550 a month. And we're all in on this deal for $73.25. So here's the deal. Let me share with you some numbers. This is why I think the guys that are talking about Bitcoin and all that other stuff are not real estate investors, because the numbers right here are as good, if not better, than Bitcoin. I mean, it's not even funny. It is better than something that is it is absolutely made up. So we're buying the house for $73.25, meaning we're buying it for $7,325 because we're getting a loan on it. So at closing, the title company is going to ask me for a check of about $7,500. The house will cash flow about $6,700 a year. That's a 92% return on cash. Putting $7,500 in, getting $6,700 out. And that includes all of your expenses. We're capturing $77,000 in equity. 77 grand. So I want everybody to listen to this next statement because it's very important. In Houston, the last couple of years, we've experienced 7% appreciation on average. 7%. Remember that 7% appreciation is not on what I have cash in the deal. It's 7% appreciation on the total value of the house. That's 7% appreciation on $160,000. Let's look at the 5-year return. I still only have, in year one, I invest $7,325 into the single family piece of real estate. And I get $6,700 back every year, month over month. That's a total return on cash of 2,372%.
2 minutes.
That's a 5-year cumulative return of 2,400%. In fact, over 5 years, we've made $34,000 in cash just off the rent. $34,000. $6,700 a year. If you're assuming a 7% appreciation, which is pretty conservative for Houston, that means we captured in net equity, if we were to sell the house in 5 years, $147,000. I want everybody to understand this. This is a $7,300 investment that makes $150,000 net.
1 minute.
That's a compound annual growth rate of 82%, which is better than Bitcoin. Look, it's up to you, however you want to invest. But I'm telling you, the risk in this cryptocurrency nonsense, one of the reasons that these cryptocurrencies have appreciated so rapidly is it's really hard to short them. In fact, the futures markets, it's really expensive to buy the options. And here's a deal right here that does better than Bitcoin. And this is one of 500,000 houses in Houston. We get back from the break. We're going to talk more about this case studies. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mic's off.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make.
Yeah, one house.
How JB Fund
One house.
offers a 9% preferred return.
Michael, I agree with that 100%. This is a great way to send some kid to college, right?
915-0906.
This is one of the things, like when I was talking with Quest and I really started to understand the deal structure,
This investment is offered to accredited
you can quite literally open up
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor
what do
for
they
your
call
investment
it?
property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at
An education account for your kids.
800-742-9992.
Drop,
Or reach us on the web at
excuse me,
fasttrackremodeling.com.
drop a couple of sub 2 deals in there. By the time they go to school, liquidate those properties, college paid for.
No more managing it
And we're not
yourself.
talking about 100 houses, right? We're talking about like 4 or 5.
Track remodeling really
No big
does
deal.
manage it all.
So give us a call today.
But yeah, this is an, and by the way, Basecamp and Pathfinder folks, once we get through the handful of initial edits we need to make, Colby has sent me another draft back. We're going back and forth on it. We will upload this to the Basecamp website. Basecamp and Pathfinder. Yeah, the ESA. So we will upload it. But I'm telling you right here, this is why I'm about to go off on the Bitcoin people. And it's not the Bitcoin people, it's the real estate guys that are saying invest in Bitcoin. Because I look at this deal right here, and it's better than Bitcoin. That doesn't even include all the tax advantages of real estate. That's how I know they're really not doing real estate.
How much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisal.
In fact, what is tomorrow? Maybe tomorrow's, that's my 10-10 rant.
We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive
That's what I'm doing. Tomorrow, 10.
Give Next Gen a call at 713.
I think I got it open, right? Monday.
9911, or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor. You know the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart?
1 minute.
Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live at facebook.com/rightpathrealestate.
Hot mics.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. I'm willing to bet I just shared something with you that you have not heard. And that is all this awesomeness, quote, awesomeness, I'm doing the air quotes, of Bitcoin. And we're looking at a deal right here, a little single-family house, a 322, less than 1,600 square feet, in a fantastic neighborhood in Houston. By the way, the deal I had to make with my wife is we can only buy houses in neighborhoods where she can collect rent at night. This is a very nice neighborhood. And looking at the numbers, assuming all these numbers work, and the only one that we really don't know, just based off past experience, is the 7% appreciation that we're going to see per year. That's it. That's the only real. All these other numbers are known. We're buying this house for 53. We're putting 30 in rehab. It's worth. We'll be all in for $83,000. It's going to cash flow about $550 a month. I shouldn't call it cash flow. It's going to profit $550 a month. About $6,700 a year. It's going to cost us $7,300 to do the deal. That's a 92% return on cash. Bitcoin won't do that. That's a 92% return on cash. Year one. If over 5 years, rents do not increase. I want you to listen to that. If in 5 years rents don't increase, our total return on cash is 2,372%.
2 minutes.
We know that rents are increasing right now about 10%. Just off the cash flow over 5 years, we'll make $34,000. Total captured equity, assuming 7% appreciation per year, plus the mortgage pay down. And really, who's paying the mortgage? The tenant's really paying the mortgage. You're really not. It's the lease that pays the mortgage. You're looking at captured equity of about $147,000. A compound annual growth rate over 5 years of 82%. That is greater than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has an 82% compound annual growth rate over 3 years. When people are trying to sell you a dream of no money, no risk, make a ton of money, it's a total pipe dream. This deal right here, and there are 500,000 houses in Houston that look just like this. This is way better than Bitcoin, and it's a hell of a lot more less risk. You want to learn how to do this stuff. If you want to learn how to invest like a real estate investor, you need to be at our next event, which is this Thursday. Go to rightpathrealestate.com. You can sign up there. It's an introductory workshop in how to build income and wealth through real estate, doing it the exact same way we do it. Go to rightpathrealestate.com. rightpathrealestate.com. You can sign up there. I want to thank everybody for listening. Tom is going to do Build Your Team Tuesday. Get to interview some real estate professionals. Be here then. Otherwise, I will see you Wednesday. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right, have a good day.
All right, you too. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio.